Hey guys, welcome back to Scoreline. My name's Ishant, and today I'm going to be teaching you a very crucial and foundational SAT concept, and I'll be showing a few practice problems on it as well. So this concept is going to be on system of equations and the questions that ask you how many solutions are present in the equation. So normally on the SAT, you're going to get a lot of system of equation questions that are going to be in this form. So what I'm writing here, so this is known as the standard form, and a lot of system of equation questions are going to be in this form. So just memorize ax plus by equals c, memorize that. And now I'm going to be showing you how to figure out how many solutions are in a system of equations question with like it's a really fast and easy way to, figure out how many solutions are in a system of equation question. So here I'm gonna write out two equations in standard form. And just for now, I'm not gonna be using any numbers because it'll be important later on. But so if we have two equations in standard form, and it asks you how many solutions are in the system of equations, we could use this formula. So if we have the ratio of A, so we divide A1 by A2, if that equals the ratio of B, and it also equals the ratio of C, then we could say that the system has infinite solutions. So if A, or the ratio of A, equals the ratio of B equals the ratio of C as infinite solutions. If the ratio of A equals the ratio of B, but does not equal the ratio of C, that means the system has no solutions. So this means it has no solutions. If the ratio of A does not equal the ratio of B, then that means the system has one solution, and we don't have to check the ratio of C if we already know that the ratio of A and B are not equal. So now first let me erase this real quick. I'll be showing you guys some practice problems that you could apply this concept to. So we have two practice questions here, and let's start with this one. It's relatively simple. So if we apply the concept, we would divide 2 by 4. So 2 divided by 4, and then let's equate that to 5 over 10, and then let's equate that to 3 over 4. So after this, we could simplify this to 1/2. Could simplify that fraction to half, and that just stays as 3/4. Now here we can see that this 3/4, obviously, it doesn't equal 1/2. So using the concept we learned before, we could say that the system has no solutions because A and B ratios equal each other, but the C ratio doesn't. So yeah, that would be the answer for the first one. Let's try this one. So we have 3 divided by 1/2, and be careful here because, when you're dividing by a fraction, you want to multiply it by its reciprocal, so we get 6. Same thing for this one. If we multiply it by the reciprocal of that, we'll get 6 right there. And we just divide 6 by 1, so that's 6. So here you can see that all the ratios are the same. So this would be infinite solutions. Now, another thing I want to mention is you can use Desmos for these questions, but there will be a few questions on the SAT, or maybe one or two questions that won't really, that will take a lot of time if you use Desmos. So if you apply this concept, it works for almost every system. It works for like every system of equation questions that ask you for like solutions or number of solutions. So we're gonna do one more example and then I'll end the video. So let's do one more example. So here's our last problem for this video, and I couldn't get the actual College Board question on here. So I just wrote it on my whiteboard, but here's the information the question gives us. So it says the system has no solutions, and what would be the value of B? So B is right here. So I chose this question because you need to be careful with what variables, like what you're dividing by. So if you just immediately divide 2 by 10, that would be incorrect because the x term is actually here. So what you want to do instead is rewrite the equation. So you have all your terms in place. So it would be easier to divide by. So if you just rewrite your equation like this, now it's easier to look at and you could divide easier. So to solve this question, what do we know? So we know it has no solutions. So if we apply the concept, I'm just gonna place a r before the variable just to because I don't feel like writing a1 divided by a2, b1 divided by b2, stuff like that. I'll put r to signify it's a ratio. So the ratio of a equals the ratio of b, but does not equal the ratio of c. That's what no solutions means. Like that's the definition if we apply the concept. So we could equate this ratio a to this ratio b and then solve for b. So if we do that, we get 2 divided by 5. That equals negative b divided by 10. Now, just from looking at this, I know b equals negative 4. But if you're still like having a hard time with your algebra, here's the way you could do it step by step. So just cross multiply. So 20 because 10 times 2, cross multiplication, and 5 times negative b, which is just negative 5b. Now we divide 5, negative 5, sorry, from each side, and we will get negative 4, and that's our answer. That's what b is going to be. So, yeah, apply this concept in any system of equation questions with, like, if they're asking you about how many solutions or like anything that just is related to system of equations, this formula will work, guaranteed. You can use Desmos, but some questions, Desmos is gonna waste a lot of time if they're really hard system of equation questions. So remember these formulas, and yeah, in future videos, I will be doing more of these concept-based videos to help you guys on your SAT math. And yeah, thank you for watching this video, and Scoreline, we'll be seeing you next time.